Alrighty, so with the recent release of Alan Wake 2, I wanted to do a look back at Alan Wake. And this is an interesting one personally for me because when it first came out in 2010 is when I played it last. So I was 15 when I played it. I'm 28 now. So my memory of Alan Wake was very, very minimal. All I could remember is you used a flashlight to basically take off the darkness of enemies and then kill them, by shooting them. I couldn't really remember the story. I remember it was trippy, but I was like, I honestly can't remember, and I don't want to Google it again. I was like, you know what? I own it. So how about I play it? And so this is kind of like a refresh look back for me and the audience as a whole, for the people who watch these videos. So, replaying it was interesting because, and I replayed it on PC on Steam, so if you're replaying it on 360, some of these technical issues, really just one, you might not have these, but, and I did play a little bit of Alan Wake's American Nightmare, just didn't care to continue that, but, going back to Alan Wake. So this came out in 2010, made by Remedy, and so it's interesting to me personally because if I remember correctly, they also made Max Payne, because I know Sam Lake, the guy who I believe wrote Alan Wake, his face is used for the old Max Payne character, and then they did Control, which I haven't played. I own Control. I've just never played it. I know it's technically in the Alan Wake universe. Spoilers. And then I'm gonna play Alan Wake 2 next week, so I'm definitely excited for that. It looks a little bit more scarier than the first one, and that kind of will lead me into my first topic for this game. So, I always remembered Alan Wake as a horror game, like spooky. But having replayed Alan Wake, it's more of like a... okay, well maybe spooky was the right word. I wouldn't consider it a horror game, weirdly. It's like a psychological thriller spooky game. I never felt scared, It's not like I'm playing Silent Hill 2 or Resident Evil 4 or something. And even Resident Evil 4 might be a bit much, but like Resident Evil 1, I'm creeped out. I'm scared, The zombies are scary. I'm being chased. There's just something about playing this, and I hate that I'm having such a hard time explaining. But I didn't feel it like a horror game. I don't know. And the structure of the game itself is like an episodic TV show. So, I think there's 6 episodes, and there's kind of like a beginning, middle, end to each episode. So that is nice. And you can kind of replay episode by episode. But because another funny thing is, since I didn't remember anything when I was replaying this game, I'm kind of sitting here like, man, what the hell is happening? Because you, Alan Wake, are basically narrating things. I mean, you're narrating, I guess it's in your head, but it almost feels like it's like a TV show narrator. And you're there with your wife in a cabin. She gets taken in the water. You wake up, car crash. You're like, what is going on? And then people are like, yeah, you've been gone for a week, bro. You're like, okay, hold on. What? And you're trying to piece it together. There's pages of a book, of a manuscript everywhere, of something you wrote. But you're like, when did I write this? I have no recollection of this. So, really, mind fucking with you. Um, you know, a lot of the people you meet, they'll get taken over by darkness, and you're gonna fight them. Objects can be manipulated by the darkness, and so it's really mind bending. And honestly, what kept me going after replaying it is the story. Like, the story kept me intrigued, where I'm like, okay, this is really neat. I really like. To me, it felt like an episode of like The Outer Limits or The Twilight Zone. Very sci-fi thriller, I guess. It just gave me that vibe. Um, the gameplay was not doing it for me, and I know how. Oh, well, the game is from 2010. I don't know what you expect, dude. I get that, but it's also like, okay, I will say this is me being stupid. When I was replaying it, I was like, you know, I remember when I played this as a teenager, there was a way to like boost flashlight to do extra damage or quicker damage, and I was like, the game hasn't told me about it yet. That's just really weird. And I was on like episode 3. I was like, okay, well maybe they'll tell me soon. And I don't know. I must have either missed a hint, and I swear I looked through the controls. I could not find it where it said it. But I'm playing with the Xbox One controller. You're supposed to tap left trigger twice. So I'm like, well, interesting. I don't recall it ever telling me to do that, but maybe I wasn't paying attention. But so that's a huge thing that'll help in the game is you have your flashlight, which you'll get different iterations: heavy duty flashlight, lantern, stuff like that, floodlight. But yeah, you know, you aim it at an enemy, it slowly takes the darkness away, or you double tap left trigger, boom, intense light using the, you know, premium batteries, which will drain the batteries quicker, but boom, just gets them when you shoot them. Kind of interesting because there's not a reticle or a laser pointer like Resident Evil 4. It's where the flashlight shines is where your bullet will go, like the circle end of the flashlight. So that's pretty neat. I was able to get headshots relatively easy. And mind you, all this footage is me on the easiest level, as always. I say that, I just want people to know. Because I want to get these videos out, and I don't want to sit here and be like, okay, this is taking too long. Because even on easy, this was taking me, it took me about a whole week of doing it. And it was rough, because, I mean, the gameplay, and this is, you know, maybe I am a hypocrite. It's always hard for me to explain this part, but the gameplay is very, very much just shine flashlight, shoot. There was no really puzzles. For a game like this, I was expecting a little bit more puzzles and like think your way out of this, or like, hey, use your flashlight to destroy this thing, which then opens up this. There's a couple of things like that, but not really. It's and I remember I saw a comment on Reddit, and I was like, yep, I agree with that. They can't really give you time to like take in the characters and like go do something else besides the throw you in flashlight shooting boom 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 boom, because they kind of give you like an open world in a sense. It's sandbox. I mean, there's like little hidden items that you can go find, and it's like, okay, well, that's neat. Why is there not more of that? I don't know. It's very follow the path, run away from the guys, or kill the guys. You know, boom. Okay. I guess I was just, like I said, I know, 2010, but it was hard for me to like get to the end, because I was like, it's just, you know, like, it's definitely like I play it once and I'm kind of not gonna touch it for a while, which, you know, obviously I didn't, because I played it when I was 15 and now I'm 28. But yeah, gameplay not the worst, just it's interesting, but the story is what keeps you, you know, in it. The characters, the acting, everything, the voice acting, everything was so well done. There are 2 apparently DLC stories that take place after the game. I thought I had everything on Steam. I can't seem to find either the option to play that or I don't have it. So I haven't gotten to play those, sadly. I would love to. Maybe it'll give more context to Alan Wake 2. And I've not looked at anything for Alan Wake 2, so I have no idea what's going to happen in that game. But this game is usually on sale on Steam for like $5. I think I literally got it for like $4. So, would I recommend it? I mean, for that price, for sure. It's such a unique story. I'm not going to spoil too much. I know it's hit or miss whether I want to spoil the game, but it's such a strange, like, what? Like, ooh, game that I really would, it would be best for you to experience it yourself. So, if it's on sale, I mean, even if it's not on sale, I think maybe it's usually like, what, $10? I think definitely go get it. It's just a fun, unique story. So, would I recommend it? Yes. Is it a horror game? In my personal opinion, no. But it's a unique, refreshing story for the thriller genre as a whole. And to me, it was an Xbox 360 classic. So I recommend it. Try it out. And for now, that's going to be it for me. As always, thank you for watching. And something else is, please tell me, like, if you know, I say this usually all the time, if you think I'm wrong, like, go ahead and tell me in the comments. I would love to interact and have conversations in the comments, because, I'm not right about anything. I'm not wrong about anything. I mean, I guess I could be, but, realistically, most things are an opinion when it comes to stuff like this, and so I would love to hear other opinions. So, another thing to mention in this game, it is semi-poorly optimized for PC. I have pretty modern stuff. I've got a 2080 Super, i9, 50 something gigs of RAM. Everything's been checked up. I mean, my power supply 1000 watt. This game from 2010, I run it on, like, not even the highest resolution. And it would cause all my shit on my computer to start fucking. I had to turn the resolution down a lot, turn a lot of the options down, and it calmed it down. But mind you, it's like I can run the Dead Space remake on high, like ultra, and it's fine. So, game is clearly not optimized the best for PC, just letting you know. So, bonus audio actually, because I completely forgot. So, when playing this game on the PC, it does this annoying ass thing where the camera angle automatically keeps defaulting to your left shoulder. It's really weird. And you'll switch it back, and it'll keep switching back to your left shoulder. I don't know why it does that. I've looked for the options. There's no fixing it in the vanilla game. And even people on Reddit were like, hey, why the fuck is it doing this? I have no idea why it keeps doing it. It's so frustrating. It's like, just give me the proper camera angle and let me play. And another thing with the game mechanics for this game, the dodge mechanic is neat, but really dog shit. You basically have to be facing an enemy and time it perfectly for you to dodge. If you're being chased by a bunch of enemies and they're chasing you and you're not looking at them, but you try dodging, 9 times out of 10, you're getting hit. Because for whatever reason, the game cannot register you trying to dodge without looking at an enemy. So there are so many times where it's like, the game will be like, sometimes it's just good to run away instead of killing. Okay, fine. Let me run away then. No, every time I'm being chased, I'm trying to dodge. Oh, I'm dead. No, I'm dead. It's like, okay. Or there's two guys, you're looking at two guys, and you're trying to dodge. The game can't register it. Oh, you got hit. Oh, you're dead. So, definitely annoying. But, yeah, I needed to add those in. I completely forgot that I didn't. But, so, for real, thank you for watching. Comment below If you want to talk about it, if you think I'm wrong, please let me know. Thank you.